Alright, guys. Don't judge me. I was gonna have to do it at some point because this is what's trending right now, and, like, I'm a full-fledged fanboy at this point, so welcome to episode whatever we're on of the TLM podcast. And today, we're gonna be we're not talking about Star versus the Forces of Evil as a whole. We're talking about one of the most controversially talked about problems right now, I guess you could say, with the show. And that is the whole Starco, Jarco love triangle that we found out exists now in the mid-season finale Bon Bon the Birthday Clown, which I watched. I didn't do a reaction video, which I should have, because that would have been very awesome to watch. But I didn't. So, it's been like about a month. No, not a month. Jeez. It's been like, well, episode came out beginning of this week. So, it's been about a week since I watched it. I watched it on Tuesday, and this is coming out on Saturday. So, about maybe a few days. So, over the week, I was sucked in, and guys, you may be happy about this or not, I am an official fanboy now because I surfed the internet. I kid you not, I went on Google and looked up all kinds of Starco fan art for about 2.5 hours yesterday. I'm not even kidding. And it was a great way to pass the time while Black Friday shopping, basically, was to just sit there and look at Starco fan art. So, before we jump into this, there are some terms you're going to need to remember if you are new to this. So, basically, if you're new to this, you're going to want to remember all of this. Mainly just the first top two, because that's basically what is being talked about in this entire episode. Maybe I'll make theories and stuff. I probably will, because this is like having fully consumed my brain at this point. I had a small brain aneurysm after watching Bon Bon the Birthday Clown. We're just going to refer to it as episode 14. So, after watching episode 14, I had a small brain aneurysm and then got on the internet, because the internet is where you go for everything, fandoms, or anything like that. So, you're going to remember all of this. Starco, Star X Marco. Keep that in your head. Jarco, Jackie X Marco. Also keep that in your head. And then SVTFOE, the show name. Duh, abbreviations. And then a ship is when you want two characters from a show to date, be it same gender or not. It's still considered a ship. And it's not really just, it's not like from a show, it can be from a movie or a book or something. Like, it's not necessarily just a TV show. So, yeah. So that's stuff you're gonna need to remember to get, like, deep into the nitty-gritty of this TLM podcast, because we are about to enter the darkest, deepest, darkest dimensions of the fandom. And yeah, so that's the stuff you're gonna want. This is stuff you're gonna want to remember. And you might be thinking, well, what, whoa, where are you drawing all this from? Well, I'm going to explain it, and I'm going to explain it right now. Alright, so what went down in episode 14 of season 2 of whatever the name of this show is, I forgot already. Basically, so there's a high school dance at Echo Creek. Is it high? I don't know. I should know this as a nerd of the show. But anyway, there's a dance, and Star and Marco were going to go to the dance. But then Jana messes everything up because she reminds Star that they were going to go to a dead clown seance for Bon Bon. So, and then while they're talking about that, Jackie ends up asking Marco out to the dance. So Star is like, oh, well, I need to stop hitting the screen. So Star is like, oh, well, okay, you go do that. I'm gonna go to a dead clown seance, which that's gonna be my, like, go-to excuse for when I don't want to do anything. I was like, I'm going to a dead clown seance. I'm not even kidding. So, basically the whole episode is about Star dealing with the regret of saying Marco that he can go to the dance with Jackie. So she's, like, distant throughout the whole episode because it's just you know, distant and she's regretting her decision, which I don't blame her. I mean, I probably would, if I were stuck in that situation, I would probably have the same problem. So, yeah, Jackie and Marco go do their thing. Oh, man, I forgot to say spoiler alert. Well, spoiler alert, nothing really nitty-gritty at this point about the episode has been said, so spoiler alert! Alright, I've said it, so I can talk about spoilers now. So basically, well, Marco and Jackie go do their thing, they have their first kiss, Jackie teaches Marco how to skateboard, whatever. Star, Jenna, and Glossaric are at the Dead Clown seance, and Star is just distant throughout the whole episode. It's like, what did I do? Did I make a mistake? Is this bad? Is this good? I don't know. And it was a very well-directed episode. So then you get to the point where they're ready to summon the spirit of Bonbon to the birthday clown. And instead of Bonbon coming up from the grave, it is Ludo coming up from the grave. So, and then you have your commercial break, and then, like, once he comes up, it's like, he's like, I'm not a clown or something, and then commercial break, because Disney, I'll bet that money, though. I'll bet that money. And then you have Marco and Jackie's thing, that thing that no Starco shipper wanted to see, because reasons. And then you have the Blood Moon comes back out, which, I'm gonna talk more about the Blood Moon later, but basically the Blood Moon comes back out, and yeah, Marco ends up he stops, like, making out with his, like, dream girl, and is like, oh, we gotta go find Star or whatever, because stuff's hitting the fan. It's going down for real. So, Ludo ends up taking the book. Star almost gets sucked into a portal to no one knows where, but Bonbon's going now, because he got sucked into the portal. So, yeah, Bonbon gets sucked into the portal. Star almost gets sucked into the portal, but Marco saves her, which means that pretty right there, that pretty much is telling you that the writers want to do Starco. So basically the episode ends with Ludo ends up with the book, and Star and Marco basically end up hugging it out, and then you see Ludo's got the book now, and he's gonna use the book for God knows what. We'll find out, I guess, in January, February? I don't know. None of the writers, none of the people who work on the show, none of the actors came out and said when it's gonna come back on yet, so I'd say either January or February, because that's usually when... Either January, February, or March, because that's usually when most, like, TV shows come back on after their midwinter season finales. So, now that I've explained the entire episode to you, let's get into what you're here for, which is, my friends, Starco. Let us talk about it now. Alright, so, Starco, what everybody's here for, and this is probably why you're here, is because of Starco. Now, everybody's like, oh, well, with Jarko being a thing, like, are Jackie and Marco a thing now? I think not. I think they're kind of using foreshadowing, because if you guys remember that scene where the Blood Moon comes out, that's kind of your reminder that it needs to click back in your head that if you don't remember, I'm going to talk about it later. It's going to be its, like, own section. But Marco and Star's souls are, is it intertwined or, like, bonded for all eternity? Because he is the one she danced with at the Blood Moon Ball. So everybody's kind of, like, giving up hope, and then you're like, oh, wait, that's right, this thing happened, so that means that this thing now can happen. So I don't think Marco and Jackie are a thing. I think that was just like a one-time thing, and now they gotta focus on getting the book back. So maybe they'll deal with Starco in the first episode of when the show comes back in 2017, but I doubt it, because they kind of gotta get the book back first and get all of that out of the way, because that's more of a priority, I guess, than a relationship. So just keep that in mind, because that's gonna take forever before that happens. But I think if they were going to do a Starco episode, it'll come out around Valentine's Day, just because that's like when the time that, oh, love is in the air, and they can do a whole episode about that. I was also shocked that they made Bon Bon's Birthday Clone a 22-minute, like, episode, like a normal TV show, because the show is usually divided into, there are two separate, like, kind of different storylines within one 22-minute episode. So I thought it was kind of funny how they're dealing with that. Hold on, I'm trying to find Valentine's Day on my calendar so I can see when it is. Is it? Good grief, I got so much stuff on my calendar. Okay, so Valentine's Day is on the 14th. I don't know if it is every year. Is it every year? Is it? Don't tell me it's on the 14th every year. It's on the 14th every year. Jeez, I'm stupid. So, anyway, I think that an episode kind of dealing with Starco would come out on Valentine's Day, or maybe the 13th, because that's a Monday, and they usually do most of their shows on, like, new episodes come out on Mondays, so it would either be, like, the 13th or the 14th, maybe, as a 22-minute long Starco special. Because all of the, like, writers want it. And one of the writers came out and said, or it was one of the actors or something, they came out and said, the show gives the fans what they want, and they want Starco. So, there you go. Starco confirmed, everybody. By the people who make the show, by the writers. There you go, right there. So, you might be thinking, well, what happened? How do you know that this is confirmed? Well, I think it's confirmed, basically, because of the events that happened here. So, a lot of people forget about this, like, in all of the blog posts and the, like, I'm on the Amino group, which there might be a link in the description if you guys want to follow me on that, but a lot of people forget about the Blood Moon Ball because it was so long ago. It was in Season 1. So, a lot of people forget about it and the effects that it had. And it's kind of like that thing where they're like, oh, well, we're going to pull this lever, and you're going to forget about us pulling that lever, but then when it's convenient for the plot, we're going to remind you that we pulled that lever, and that is what the whole Blood Moon scene in episode 14 was. Like, the Blood Moon is reminding you, oh wait, that's right, they did the whole Blood Moon Ball thing. And you're like, how did I forget that? That is so ridiculous that I forgot about that. And it's kind of like, you're upset that you forgot it, but then you're like, oh wait, that's why. So, I say Starco will happen eventually, maybe Season 3 or end of Season 2. A lot of people are hoping for end of Season 2 because basically episode 14 is like, we're gonna wave it in your face and make you wait. I think that was a really, like, it makes sense the way they ended it. It's on a cliffhanger, which is how they get you to come back to watch the show, is on that cliffhanger that, oh man, I want to know what happens, but I really don't want to watch the show. I don't want to wait. So, I really wish they would be releasing episode 15 and then end it, but I guess that's how they're going to end it. So, yeah. So basically, a lot of people forget about the Blood Moon Ball and all the effects it had on the show as a whole. So, I think they'll pull this, like, they're gonna start slowly pulling all of this stuff back in. So, their souls are now intertwined. You know what? I have a picture, actually. And let's see, is it intertwined, or is it, I think they're, like, fused or something. I don't remember. I feel like I need to remember this. Binds, that's the word it is. It binds their souls forever. So, basically, I think Starco is confirmed at this point in time, unless they throw crazy plot twist. You can undo the effects of the Blood Moon Ball. Dun dun dun. But that would make a lot of people mad. I can guarantee you. A lot of people would be like they would stop watching the show at this point if they did that. So I think they'll do Starco. It'll just take longer than you think. So, yeah, that's what I think. So, I got one more thing to talk about, and then I have to end it because I don't want this to be too long. So, what's the last thing I'm going to talk about, you might say? Well, I'm going to talk about Starco as a whole, basically. Like, When is it gonna happen? Why, when, why, what evidence do you have? Well, guys, if you don't have enough evidence from what I've told you, rewind the video and just start it from the beginning and watch the video again, because this is my firmest theory on why it will happen, because of, like, oh man, and the biggest thing I missed is the box. If you guys remember the Illuminati box, you know, what is it? I forgot what it's called. Truth or Punishment. That box. If you remember, the last question it asked was, who do you have a crush on? Well, who lied in that situation? The only person who lied was Star, and they show you specifically who lied first. And if you think about it, if you aren't a Starco shipper, this doesn't make sense to you, but if you look at who gets elevated on a platform first, like once the whole room turns red and everything and the platforms start busting out of the ground, Star is the first one to go up, which basically means she was the one who lied, or at least that's the way I see it. And then you have everybody else who is on one platform, and Star's off, like, battling the Illuminati box on her own. And then at the very end of the episode, after the box is all rottened out because Star broke the Illuminati, I guess. Because, guys, we have to admit, it looks like a double Illuminati, guys. It's a pyramid. Like, it's a right-side-up pyramid, and then a upside-down pyramid, and then flesh in the middle. If that's not Illuminati, I don't know what is, because that's, like, double Illuminati, whatever. Although it had 2 eyes, so that can't be Illuminati. But if you guys remember, once the box is all rottened out and it gets put in the garbage, Star and Marco are inside, and she's like, well, let's go get our Sunday breakfast burritos. I think it was breakfast burritos. And he's like, nah, I'm gonna go to sleep. So she yells his name. She yells Marco Diaz, and the box says, truth. So there you go. There you go. That's like your 100% basically Starco is confirmed at this point. They are throwing little, like, just tiny little seeds. And if people can manage to connect the dots, you will see why this is going to happen, why it is going to be a thing, and why they did it. This has been going on from the very beginning of the show. Like, you see that relationship grow. And even, like, this could be even derived from real life. Like, this could be related from someone's real life. Whatever. I don't think it is, but it could be. So you have to think about it in that perspective, otherwise you'll totally glance over all the Easter eggs and stuff they give you to look for it. So hopefully all that makes sense to you. If it doesn't, well, there are plenty of other Starco videos on the interwebs on YouTube, and there's a bunch of stuff on Google that you can go look at. You can literally type in on Google Star vs. the Forces of Evil Starco, and then it'll bring up all kinds of, like, fan fictions, drawings, and stuff. So, yeah. I have a couple theories, like, that are in my head that I'm thinking about doing. So, if you guys want me to do those theories, leave a like. And if we can hit, like, 3... if we can get 1 like on this video, if at least 10 people watch this video and none of you like it, I'm calling hacks that my views are generated by YouTube. So, if you guys can leave 1 like, I will start making Starco theories, Star vs. the Forces of Evil theories. Like, there's a bunch of stuff you can do. And they won't be TLM podcasts, they'll just be theories, so they'll have their own playlist and stuff. So, if you guys did enjoy this, like, rant about the, like, best, like, my favorite ship right now, leave a like, and I'll start doing theories. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you want more TLM podcasts every weekend, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.